Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Batman. This is Batman specifically from the episode Blind as a Bat, where he had temporary blindness and had to use some sort of augmentation device to help him see. This is a Target exclusive, cel-shaded, part of the collective build lockup wave. Really excited for him. I pre-ordered this guy in the Target app the first day. They were on special for $25 instead of $30. Got a little bit more savings with the Target Ready card. And after proving at least 10 delays, it finally arrived today. I thought they were going to cancel him, but they didn't, and here he is. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, ages 12 plus. Collective build lockup, Batman the Animated Series, Batman. Here he is in the package. 2 heads, 4 hands, 3 batarangs, lockup's torso, and a collector's card. One side of the package, Batman from Batman the Animated Series. Other side's pretty blank. The back, here's lockup. Here are the parts you need. Here's instructions how to build them. And here's the rest of the wave. And there's Batman's barcode if that helps anybody. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And of course, I did get 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. I did pre-order the entire wave at the Target app. Finally going to be able to build lockup. There was a Platinum Chase variant to have Commissioner Gordon out there, and I really want to get a couple of those. If anybody has a lead on where I'm able to get one, or happens to get one themselves and is willing to part with it, please drop me a line in the comments below. Much appreciated. And here's my entire collection of DC Direct Batman the Animated Series figures. I have them all unopened, and it looks like we have 4 more to add to the collection. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He has a collector's card, 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands, 2 heads, 3 batarangs, and he also came with lockup's torso. Before we take a look at all the accessories, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Batman, specifically from the episode Batman Blind as a Bat. In this episode, he gets temporary blindness in a helicopter accident, and he has to wear this device on his head. It's plugged into his cowl. Now this is done on the Batman body that first premiered with the DC Direct Batman and Batcycle 2-pack many years ago. That's the first Batman that had an ab crunch, and is still on some of the older Batman the Animated Series parts. McFarlane has used his body a couple times. He is cel-shaded, he's a Target exclusive, and part of the lockup wave. So let's take a look. Starting with his head here, and he does have 2 different heads. This one is sort of underneath the cowl. He had this device on, so it has kind of infrared strapped to his head, and then he would put the cowl on top, having red eyes. Pretty cool look, although he's running around like a buffoon because he couldn't see anything. It has this wire that goes down. In the show, it plugged into his belt here, and kept charging it. Traditional bat symbol with the oval. He's got cell shading all over him. One thing I don't like is how this cowl piece is not really flush. It sticks up way too far. Single jointed elbow, double jointed knees. The cell shading is a little much on him. We'll compare him with the other Batman later in the video, but I'm not really a fan of cell shading in general. Now, if you've been all in this line since the beginning like me, it's kind of nice these figures are cell shaded because they're different than the original releases. So I appreciate it for that, but honestly, just don't like the way that looks. Still, it's a pretty cool Batman variant. It makes me wonder, is this something McFarlane designed, or were these just unproduced DC Direct figures from way back when? And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. It's kind of a cool head. He doesn't have the traditional bat ears. He's got this weird device strapped on top of his head. This will allow him to temporarily see and fight crime during his blindness. And here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Batman from Batman the Animated Series, but this guy has red eyes, just like in this episode. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. He also comes with Lockup's torso. Lockup is a unique villain created for Batman the Animated Series, and has since then been incorporated into the comics. Really excited for Lockup here. If you buy all 4 figures in the wave, you get a collective build Lockup. I love the obscure villains, and this is one they've never made an action figure before. Right up my alley. Now let's check out his hands. He has 4 of them, 2 left hands and 2 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And here he is with the second pair of hands. This is another pair of gripping hands with a much smaller grip, presumably for his batarangs. Now let's look at his heads. One with a bat cowl on, one without, but they both have that device underneath with the infrared eyes. Here he is with his first head. This one has the device on. It has the infrared eyes and the wire that It's supposed to go in and connect to his belt, but doesn't on this figure. And here he is with his second head. This one has the cowl on top of that device, showing his red eyes. It actually looks pretty cool. You could use this for Batman just using infrared vision or lenses, or you could use this specifically from Batman blind as a bat, whatever you want. This is probably how I'm going to keep this figure most of the time. Now let's look at his batarangs. He has 3 of them, great for the bat armory. They're made of a hard plastic, traditional bat symbol. Here's Batman holding and getting ready to throw his batarang. Now I wanted to check out the similarities, the reuse, and the differences between this blind as a bat Batman and the Batman from Batman the Animated Series they made in the Condiment King wave. Now beyond the head, they're 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation. They're both cell shaded, both have a cloth cape, ab crunch, and they're both done on the Batcycle Batman body. Like I said, obviously their heads are completely different. He has the red eyes, a much paler chin. Let's go further down. Everything's the same. The cell shading's the same. Maybe it's a little bit of a lighter black here or gray, but it's in the exact same places, even on the belt. Same cape, etc. Like I said, this is done on the body from the DC Direct Batman and Batcycle 2-pack from better part of 10 years ago. Now, I don't think this Batman was ever intended to be a main Batman. He had the ab crunch. It was designed a specific way to be used on the Batcycle. McFarlane took this one because it has the most articulation and reused it, but it has the weird looking cowl that's not flush with the shoulders. I appreciate the extra articulation, but I think I prefer the Batman that didn't have the ab crunch just because it looks a little smoother. McFarlane's first re-release of DC Direct Batman the Animated Series was this version here. He had the top part with no ab crunch and the double joint knees below. He also had cell shading, and it was a lot more subtle. Now we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and its accessories. Now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 6.25 inches tall, which can translate to just under 16 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 6.4 inches tall. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, you're going to rotate from side to side. He can look up, pretty good amount, down, almost not at all. You can tilt his head at least a little bit from side to side. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a single jointed elbow, goes in a little bit less than 90 degrees with rotation. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. In his torso, he has an ab crunch. Forward and back. Traditional waist swivel below that. His legs, complete as a splits. Ball joints inside of there. Rotation, minimal. They go forward all the way. Back not much. Double jointed knees. Then he's got a boot cut for rotation. His ankle, forward and back. Tilt and rock. Here's a look at Alfred aiding a blind Bruce Wayne in the Batcave. He's handing him the infrared device. Alfred then provides Bruce with a cowl to put on top of his infrared device. Batman accepts the cowl from Alfred, is geared up, is ready to become Batman once again. And then finally, he has a cowl on top of his infrared device, and he's ready to take down the Penguin. Now let's check him out. Next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other McFarlane DC Direct Batman animated figures. Here's this Batman next to Penguin from Batman the Animated Series. Penguin was the main antagonist in the episode Blind as a Bat. McFarlane hasn't done their cel-shaded re-release of Penguin yet, but I'm sure it's going to come in one of the near future waves. Here he is with the rest of his wave. These are all from Batman the Animated Series. They're all Target exclusives, and they're all cel-shaded. We have Jim Gordon, Batman from Blind as a Bat, Joker with a gray trench coat, and the Riddler. There is a Platinum Chase variant of Commissioner Gordon out there. If anybody finds one and is willing to part with it, or has a clue on where I might be able to get one, please drop me a line in the comments below. Much appreciated. If you buy all 4 of these figures, you get a collected build Lockup from Batman the Animated Series. He's a unique villain, never been done before, and I think the figure is awesome. And here he is, next to the previous cel-shaded Target exclusive Build-A-Figure wave. This was a Condiment King wave. Get Mr. Freeze, Robin, Batman, and Scarecrow. Collected build Condiment King, another unique villain from Batman the Animated Series. The Platinum Chase variant was Scarecrow in this wave. Now I have no idea what the next wave is going to consist of. I haven't seen anything on the leaked lists yet, and I'm really curious to find out, especially what the Build-A-Figure is going to be. Between those 2 waves, they released a Target exclusive Alfred figure. This guy's not cel-shaded. He's from Batman the Animated Series. and he's in a wave by himself, just a single release. Now the most recent McFarlane DC Direct animated wave is from the new Batman Adventures. This wave consisted of Batgirl, Batman, Killer Croc and Baby Doll, and Two-Face. The Platinum Chase variant was Batgirl in a purple outfit. These figures are not Target exclusive, they're available at any specialty or online shop, and they're also not cel-shaded. Before that, McFarlane released a DC Direct Batman the Animated Series 4-pack for the Laughing Fish. This had a cel-shaded Bullock, Batman, Joker, and Harley Quinn. These were from Batman the Animated Series, and this was a Walmart exclusive pack. And the very first DC Direct anime figures McFarlane released was Catwoman from Batman the Animated Series, Batman from the new Batman Adventures, and the Batman Who Laughs from Batman The Adventures Continue. This was a canceled wave from DC Direct. Right when they went under, McFarlane started by releasing this canceled wave. These guys are all cel-shaded. They're from different various Batman animated incarnations, and they were not exclusive anywhere, just specialty shops. When Batman has the infrared device on, he kind of reminds me of a robotic Batman, similar to Hard-Act Batman here. Here he is, next to some Batman allies from Batman the Animated Series, Robin and Batgirl. Then, next to some Batman allies from the new Batman Adventures, Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl. Here's a look at all the Batman villains, Batman the Animated Series style. These are done with DC Direct. Going to add Condiment King to this mix. And here's a look at all the different animated villains, the new Batman Adventure style. Different style, same universe. They all look fantastic next to each other. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a DC Direct Batman the Animated Series figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect, and work my way larger, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Arts action figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends, and some Mafex Batman figures. Here's Batman, next to a cheese and jalapeno bagel. And here he is, next to both some Mattel and Mezco Batman figures. Then, with some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and DC Direct Batman figures. Next, with some DST or Diamond Select toys, and some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And finally, with some McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. So overall, it's a pretty cool Batman figure. It's based off a specific episode, and that's a cool theme for a Batman variant. It's not really something necessary in your collection, but it's much better than getting another cel-shaded or slightly different version of Batman. This one is an actual variant that makes sense, based off a specific episode of Batman the Animated Series. His accessories are pretty cool. The different heads really sort of sells the set. Sculpt and paint job, they're pretty nice. I'm not a fan of the cel shading, and he's really, really pale on his masked chin. The red eyes do look cool though, and the wire coming out of the other head is awesome. His articulation, honestly, it's not that good. Pretty limited. If I were to rate this figure, probably going to give him a 6 out of 10. That's pretty fair. I much prefer a standard looking Batman, but this is a cool variant that actually makes sense. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about that video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.